Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the March 23rd meeting of the Aiken City Council. I just want to let you know that our city manager, Stuart Biedenbow, is not going to be here tonight. His wife has had surgery, and he's going to stay home and do the dutiful nurse duties. And in his place, we have Mary Tilton, our assistant city manager. So if you are so inclined, please rise for the invocation, followed by the pledge. Almighty God, our Heavenly Father, send down upon those who hold office in the city of Aiken the spirit of wisdom, charity, and justice, that with steadfast purpose they may faithfully serve in their offices to promote the well-being of all people. In your name we pray. Amen. Chief, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Good evening, Council, Mayor. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. As the meeting begins, I will review the guidelines. Meetings are public forums in which many opinions are expressed, and the business of the city must be conducted. As such, discipline, honorable, and professional decorum is paramount. Courteous and respectful communication is required. There should be no disruptions from the floor while council members or members of the public are speaking. Anyone wishing to speak must be recognized so that we can retain order as we conduct the business of the city, and all comments can be put into the public record. During public hearings, all questions and statements from the public shall be directed to the chair. If you wish to speak, raise your hand and I will recognize you. Please approach the podium and state your name and address. In order to allow an opportunity for everyone who wishes to address council, speakers should limit their comments to the subject being discussed. Each speaker will be given 5 minutes to address an issue and may only address an issue once unless questions from council are posed to the speaker. During the non-agenda public comment section, each speaker has 3 minutes and can only speak once. We now move to additions and deletions to the agenda. I recognize Mayor Pro Tem Kay Brohl for this agenda item.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening. We're glad to have all of you here. And Madam Mayor, there are no additions or deletions to the agenda, so I submit it to be passed as it is printed.
Thank you for making the motion, and I need a second, please, from another council member. Second. Councilman Messina made the second. All those in favor? Thank you. The minutes were provided to council for review prior to the meeting. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes?
I so move.
Thank you. Councilwoman Diggs.
Second.
Second from Councilman Waldo. Any comments or changes? All those in favor? Thank you. We are lucky to have 3 presentations on the agenda tonight. The first presentation is a proclamation recognizing Nancy Hansen for her 44 years as a fitness instructor at H. Odell Weeks Center. Will Ms. Hansen please come forward for her honor of presentation? Councilwoman Morgan, please read the proclamation to us.
I would be honored to do so, Madam Mayor. This is a proclamation in whereas the city of Aiken honors individuals whose dedication have made lasting contributions to the health, well-being, and enrichment of our community. And whereas Nancy Hansen has devoted 44 years to fitness instruction at H. Odell Weeks Activity Center, marking more than 4 decades of partnership with the city of Aiken's Park Recreation and Tourism Department. And whereas she has provided affordable and accessible fitness opportunities 5 days a week through programs such as line dancing, Fit Forever, yoga, chair yoga, and silver sneakers, each helping countless residents build strength, confidence, and daily habits. And whereas in the early 2000s, Nancy championed the Silver Sneakers program, which has since become a vital resource for older adults and has accounted for more than 5,000 visits to the center in the last fiscal year alone. And whereas Nancy and her fellow instructors have cultivated meaningful relationships with class participants, and many of them are here tonight, creating a welcoming environment that keeps community members engaged and connected while maintaining exceptional reliability with no class cancellations. And whereas she has expressed her hope that through her instruction, people have gained in strength and confidence, and that we have improved or maybe even extended the years that they have left in life, that people have leave our classes feeling supported and strengthened and uplifted, that they always walk out the door glad that they came and looking forward to the next class. And whereas Nancy has announced her retirement from instructing, concluding a remarkable chapter of service that has touched generations of Aiken residents. And whereas her work has not only improved physical health, but has uplifted spirits, fostered community, and enriched lives in immeasurable ways. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the City Council of the City of Aiken that we recognize and honor Nancy Hansen for her years of dedicated fitness instruction and her profound contributions to community health and well-being. Be it further proclaimed that the City of Aiken extends the deepest gratitude and best wishes to Nancy in her departure. Signed, Mayor and Council members.
May I just say thank you to all of you. I said I didn't want to speak, but I have to say that this partnership with the city and Parks and Recreation has been such a meaningful and powerful partnership, and it's made it all possible. I felt supported in every single way that it could be by the city, and the community reception and what the community has made of the program, and what some of my fellow team members are there. What we have created together, it's not a one-person thing at all. It is what we, the city, our community, these dedicated teachers, and just wonderful staff. And so I thank you for the opportunity, because you allowed me that space and that time. So thank you. And thank you. What do I do here? We're going to take a picture. Okay. We're going to go 1, 2, 3.
The second is a presentation by Ms. April Jordan of the Cumbie Center regarding Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Would you come forward? Thank you. Good evening to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. This is the second time I believe I've been here, but this time I've got some slides to share with everybody. And then we'll jump right onto it. So my name is April Jordan. I'm the Director of Outreach at Cumbie Center. For those of you that are not aware of what we do, we are a nonprofit agency that serves victims of domestic violence and sexual assault in 6 South Carolina counties. We're in Aiken, Allendale, Barnwell, Edgefield, McCormick, and Saluda. And we've been around for a long, long time, for those of you that may or may not know, since 1979. And my very first job out of college, back in the 1900s, was at Cumbie Center. And then I moved on to some other fabulous places, to include the solicitor's office with our favorite solicitor, Miss Barbara Morgan. No offense to the other one if they're here. But anyway, just tell you a little bit about what we do, and then I'll tell you why I'm up here telling you about the Cumbie Center as well. So our formal mission is to support and empower domestic violence and sexual violence victims and their families by providing services, reducing the tolerance of abuse, and advocating for social change. So we have three arms, main arms of what we do. And then underneath there, we have very specific services. We have a direct service side as well as an indirect service side. All of our services are free and confidential, and we serve everyone. We have a 24-hour crisis hotline. We do lots of crisis intervention, case management, counseling services, court advocacy, orders of protection, hospital accompaniment and advocacy 24/7, 365 days a year. We have a safe house or a shelter, which is something some of you may have volunteered over at our safe house. We also do support groups, lots of prevention groups, community awareness, as well as professional trainings. And then for those of you that know, a million other things underneath all of those. So these are just a few statistics, and I'm not going to go over all of them, but I just wanted to touch base with about a couple of these statistics that are staggering, and I always like to share these. On a typical day, there are more than 20,000 phone calls placed to domestic violence hotlines nationwide. Cumbie Center is one of those hotlines. Our phones ring nonstop. We have clients that walk in that don't have appointments, clients that do have appointments, clients that are fleeing from an unsafe situation, and that's just the domestic violence. Then a little bit about sexual violence as well. 1 in 5 women in the United States experienced completed or attempted rape during the lifetime. Now, I don't want to put a downer on what we just experienced, but these are some very real things that we're experiencing nationwide as well as in our state. Our state statistics show that almost half of our women are victims of domestic violence, and almost half of our women are victims of sexual violence. We sit right around the 44 and 45% mark. And so when we're thinking in terms of the services that Cumbie Center provides, it's much needed, and we've expanded over the years to meet those needs. One of those needs that, one way that we meet those needs is through volunteers. We have a pretty stiff volunteer program. We want folks that are invested and are passionate about our mission. Always in need of donations. I won't do that. But so the main reason that I wanted to come up here and tell you all about Cumbie Center is because April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Now, Cumbie Center acknowledges and participates in 3 awareness months every year. One is February for Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, April for Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and October for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In each of those months, we have multiple initiatives that we do to include, let's see, did I put it? Yes, to include hanging these awareness ribbons in multiple towns of the counties that we serve. So you'll see these awareness ribbons along with information cards hanging in Barnwell, along the circle in the Edgefield Square, up and down Georgia Avenue in North Augusta, and also on Lawrence Street in Aiken. And I always submit a request for approval for that in advance, Miss Sarah, as much in advance as I can. Thank you so much. So we hang these in order to raise awareness, and hopefully we can get some phone calls. Hopefully we can have somebody share the information about this public health crisis. And so that's why I'm here today, is to say thank you for giving us the approval to do that, and allowing our community to become more aware about this information. Another initiative that we do during the awareness months is in April, we have a bake-off at wonderful Odell Weeks. And in October, we have a chili cook-off. We have local individuals, businesses, organizations that come alongside us, and they bake sweet treats or bake a pot of chili to share with our community members. It's free taste testing, lots of fun. We have games for the kids, popcorn machine, all kinds of fun things. Just to come together, it's sort of a community connection event that also provides some awareness for us to come together about this. So thank you for those few minutes. I don't know if anyone has any questions or comments. I'd be happy to entertain.
Thank you for your presentation.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it, Mayor, and thank you, Council. We appreciate
You,
you.
April.
The final presentation is the proclamation to Children's Place for Child Abuse Awareness Prevention Month. Ms. Peggy Ford, will you please come forward? And Councilwoman Diggs, will you read the proclamation to her, please?
Yes. Whereas South Carolina's 1.1 million children residing in the diverse communities across our state, including 38,104 children in Aiken County, are our most valuable resource and will shape the future of our great state. And whereas childhood trauma, including neglect and abuse, is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community, and finding solutions requires input and action from everyone. And whereas adverse childhood experiences can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects that have lasting consequences, and protective factors are conditions that reduce or eliminate risks and promote the social, emotional, and developmental well-being of children and youth. And whereas effective child abuse prevention succeeds when partnerships are created between child welfare professionals, education, health, community, and faith-based organizations, businesses, mental and behavioral health, law enforcement agencies, and families. And whereas communities must continue to work together to promote programs and activities that build strong children and strong families, raise awareness about child abuse and neglect, and support the social and emotional well-being of children, youth, and families in safe, stable, and nurturing environments. Prevention remains the best defense of our children and families. And whereas in fiscal year 2024 through 25, there were 7,024 substantiated Child Protective Services investigations, with 12,371 children in South Carolina, and 135 investigations with 234 children right here in Aiken County. Now, therefore, I, Teddy Milner, Mayor of Aiken in the great state of South Carolina, and the entire council of the city of Aiken, do hereby proclaim April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month throughout Aiken, and encourage all South Carolinians to dedicate themselves to protecting the quality of life for all families and children, so that we end childhood neglect and abuse. And this is signed by our mayor and our entire city council member.
Thank y'all. Thank you so much. And thank you for all that you do for children and families. I want you to recognize the pinwheels because the center of that pinwheel is the family. It stands for happy childhoods, but happy childhoods are protected in families, but it's also protected by all of the little stars that come out around it because each one represents the community, organizations, and people that support families. And so I thank you today for making childhoods safe, for making them happy, and for having an Aiken where we can have many, many children that thrive. Because without you, that would not happen. You're an integral part. Thank you so much for all you do for families and children in Aiken County. Hold your pinwheels. You have pins in there too, so wear them on your lapel through the month. I was wondering if you were trying to get it properly. Okay, all right.
You hold it.
We're having to hold pins because that's important.
I need some props.
Yes.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
No move.
Thank you, Peggy, for all
Thank
you
you.
do.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we have to make sure Braylon gets it. He's got to come home with 2.
Now we open the floor to public comments on non-agenda items. Comments are limited to 3 minutes, rather. Sorry,
30 minutes.
No, 30 minutes.
Okay.
per speaker. Get your pillows.
Oh, yeah, a
And for a
lot.
total of 30 minutes. Thank you. And I know you're going to speak first, aren't you, Lex? No. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Good evening.
My name is Thomas Darr, D-A-R-R, and I live at 224 Grand Oaks Way here in Aiken, in the city. And I just want to ask council if they could do something about the dead trees on Lawrence between Hampton and University. There's a number of completely dead trees, and the people coming in from exit 18 or even exit 22 of Route 20 see this as one of the first things they see when they enter the city. I've noticed it. I've lived here 7 years now this month. And I just think it's rather disgraceful that we allow those trees to just stand there and represent us as being dead wood. When I was in college, we had in fraternity at the end of the year, we'd vote for the member who was the biggest deadwood in the fraternity, who meant he did nothing for anything, for any purpose. And so I hope that council can take care of these trees, or at least look into it on Hampton, as they're dead wood. And we don't want that to be what people first see us as. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that Lex is duly noting it. else? Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Mary Anton, and I reside at 212 Box Elder Drive in Aiken. As chair of the Aiken County Homeless Coalition for the past 3 years, I want to thank you all for taking the lead in the county in recognizing that the increasing homeless problem requires a collaborative, multi-sector approach combining public, private, and nonprofit efforts to solve. The growth of homelessness and risk of homelessness has accelerated over the past couple of years due largely to economic factors out of our control. While we are all affected by the steep rise in housing costs, increasing food prices, and over the past few weeks, the jump in gasoline prices. Our lowest income households are increasingly finding it more and more difficult to remain housed. Back in 2024, Stuart Bedenbaugh asked me which group currently operating in Aiken did I think would deliver the most bang for our bucks in addressing the growing homeless problem in Aiken. I did not hesitate to say the Salvation Army. My reasons for this response were many. Later that same year, Captains Michael and Malika Good joined our community, and almost 2 years later, I am convinced that their assignment to Aiken by the Salvation Army has been heaven sent. I have seen their total commitment to our community in action, taking on extra work others might not have undertaken. While running the existing Salvation Army operations on a shoestring budget and providing emergency relief during the hurricane, they initiated an independent survey and data collection study to evaluate the needs of our community and possible solutions to unmet needs. The survey would not have been possible without the City of Aiken's 2024 award from the plutonium monies. As I do not speak for the Salvation Army, I will not get into details about the study results, but suffice it to say that a conclusion was made that we desperately need a centralized resource center for the homeless and those at risk of homelessness. This centralized resource center will serve all those who need help and are willing to work towards sustainable living. It will also emphasize homeless prevention programs, ensuring a brighter future for our children. I would like to ask members of our community to keep a watch over the next several months as the details of this project unfolds. Contact Michael Good and ask him to come and speak to your church members or civic groups or ask how you can help. The Goods cannot do this without each and every one of you. Let's show the Goods that we are as committed to our community as they are. Become involved. Every little bit helps. If you want to hear more, come to my group's public meeting this Friday at 8:30 a.m. at the parlor at First Baptist Church and hear me talk about the year ahead, a shining light and the work to be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Jacob.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council, Jacob Ellis, Aiken, South Carolina. With the upcoming Masters Weeks and summer approaching, we'll have more and more visitors in downtown Aiken. And with that coming, that means more people walking and enjoying our great downtown. But the timers on the crosswalks are not enough time to cross said street. I'm a pretty fast walker, even after heart surgery. But even like 5 seconds adding to these crosswalk timers would be more than enough time to get people of all ages across the streets. I just wanted to bring that up, and thank you guys for listening to me.
Thank you, Jacob. Yes, sir.
I wasn't going to let you get away with it this time. Good evening, Mayor, Council. Kurt Johnson, 114 Brewster Way, Aiken. What Mary said was very true. The Salvation Army works very well, and we work very well with them. We are seeing a major increase in people coming into town, and a lot of them are coming from right across the border there. I don't know if they didn't get their visas checked or what. But anyway, they're coming here. And we are helping as much as we can. But we can teach them how to fish, but we still don't have the fishing poles or the string or anything else. So we're asking the community. Look, we're not here for just the homeless people. We are here for this community. And the only way that we're going to make a difference with these people is if we all get involved. We've got a bunch of organizations and churches that have come together. We had an outreach on Saturday, and we had 5 different churches and organizations that were there. I mean, we had 25 people as volunteers. That's great. But we got to be able to take that and move it out around the community. So I know there's people watching on TV or YouTube right now, because I'll get remarks about it tomorrow. But we need help with the other things. I mean, it's hard to get people to mental health when we don't have any mental health beds. There's 200 in the state. We're not going to, none of these guys are going to see a bed in mental health. We can get them a rehab. That costs money. It costs us to drive them there. So these things aren't cheap. We try to keep the costs down on everything, and we try to do everything we can here. Like I said, we keep on giving them IDs. We help them out as much as we can. We got a lot of working poor. I mean, people that are on the street while they're working. I was just informed of another one today. So it's not that they want to be out there. They just have gone through some bad times. So that's pretty much all I've got. I'll give you a 30-second report.
30 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lex. Yes, Lex.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Lex Perry, 1526 South Boundary Avenue Southeast, pastor of C4 Impact. I wanted to just address a question that I've been asked a couple of times, and regarding we're trying to get more housing and things like that. And they said, Lex, will you be able to fill them? You know, it's like if you had another 150, beds in order, could you fill those? I would encourage everyone who's listening as well to look at the most recent 2025 South Carolina State of Homelessness report. We don't have a demand problem. Every time that we empty a bed where we are right now on Greenville Street, within 48 to 72 hours, and that's because we go through a process so far as vetting the person up to date, we have somebody else in that bed within 48 to 72 hours at the most. And, we just had someone to leave yesterday. We will have that bed filled within 48 hours. That's how fast they're filling, okay? And we have a list of folks that we are constantly call in to see if there's anything available, as well as other organizations, nonprofits and so forth that calls us anywhere from, if it's Aiken Regional, the case managers call me from there, Salvation Army, who we also work closely with, the case managers there, they'll call and see if there's a bed available. The Cumbie Center, who was just speaking here tonight, we recently housed a young lady in one of the spaces that we have there. So again, the demand is not a problem. We are trying to solve a capacity issue. That's what we're trying to solve. We need more beds. We need more housing. And one of the things that you'll look at here, a 1-bedroom, the fair market rent for a 1-bedroom is like $1,100, like $1,200. For a 2-bedroom, it's about $1,400. Most of the folks that we're helping that are the ones at level 1s and 2s that we talked about, that I've shared with you before, what they can afford is about $650 per month. That's what they can afford. So if you look at the fair market value, now we want our business owners to prosper. We want them to get the fair market value, of course, but we have to work with the individuals that we are talking about, that we help every day, that we see every day, to get to that level, to help them with job skills and those type of things. And we take the time to do it. It does take time, but understand, I want whoever's listening and whoever has that question, could you really fill the beds? You have that many. It's not an issue. Demand is not an issue whatsoever. And over the state of South Carolina, and including here in Aiken, we have a capacity issue that we're trying to solve. So that's why Kurt and I say it's going to take all of us working together to solve this, but Aiken can do it. We have the resources, we have the creativity, we have we just have the people who love one another. We have that ability to solve the problem. We just had to come together, bring down the silos, as we are already starting to see. But let's continue with that momentum going forward. And so I thank you for your time and your support.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to say a word? Thank you. We will move on to the approval of the consent agenda. Ms. Tilton, will you please read the titles of the items on the consent agenda into the record?
Yes, Madam Mayor. We have one item tonight. It's a resolution authorizing the acceptance of a deed of dedication for Danbrook Village, Section 1.
Is there a motion for this, please? Councilwoman Price?
Second.
Did you need to read more about that? No, okay. Second from Councilman Morgan. There's no comment on the consent agenda, so we'll go straight to a vote. All those in favor? Thank you. It's unanimous. We now have approval and discussion of appointees to various city boards, committees, and commissions. Ms. Tilton?
For council this evening is reappointment of Bonnie Ann Fulgham to the Arts Commission and appointment of Kathy Heath to the Senior Commission.
Is there a motion to accept these nominations?
I so move, Madam Mayor.
I second, Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman Brohl and Councilman Morgan second the motion. Comments from the public? Comments from council? All those in favor? Thank you. Motion's passed. Do we have any nominations for this evening?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a nomination for the Planning Commission. Megan Morgan Adams to the Planning Commission.
Anyone else?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
I move to reappoint Lizzie M. Boyer to the Arts Commission. Her term would run from April 11, 2026 to April 11, 2028.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. The next item under old business is second reading and public hearing of an ordinance to amend the city code regarding our backflow ordinance. Ms. Tilton.
Thank you. Council's heard about this twice at a February 23rd work session and the March 9th meeting. E&U Director Thomas Parrott has updated our city code to reflect the following items. We'll clarify the device requirements for residential and commercial properties. We're going to distinguish between low hazard and high hazard systems. There's updates to the residential testing frequency to every 3 years. Establishes a compliance timeline for our legacy systems. It formalizes the commercial containment requirements and updates the administrative and appeals authority. It also will enable a third-party compliance portal that allows the city to ensure ongoing compliance. Council approved this ordinance at first reading on March 9th, and it's before you for second reading and public hearing tonight, Madam Mayor.
I so move, Madam Mayor.
Second.
Second.
I'll let you head out.
All right. The final item under old business, second reading and public hearing of an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. Ms. Tilton.
Yes, we have two budget adjustments are being recommended. A budget adjustment to pay for large meter replacement of $125,000 at 4 industrial locations, and also a budget adjustment for $100,000 for Aiken Horse Park. Council approved this on first reading on March 9th, and it's before you for second reading and public hearing this evening.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve this?
I so move.
Councilwoman Diggs
And I'll second, Madam Mayor.
and Councilwoman Brohl second the motion. Any comments from the public? Comments from council? All those in favor? Thank you. Okay, all those opposed? Opposed?
Abstained.
Abstained. She is,
abstained.
Councilwoman Morgan abstained from the vote. And everyone else was approved. Thank you. We now move to new business. First item is first reading and public hearing of an ordinance to rezone property at 1305 Silver Bluff Road from planned residential PR to residential single-family RS10. Ms. Tilton.
Yes, the ordinance is entitled, "An Ordinance Amending the Zoning of Property Located at 1305 Silver Bluff Road from Planned Residential PR to Residential Single Family RS10." The applicant has requested rezoning of 1305 Silver Bluff Road from Planned Residential to RS10. It contains about an acre, and it's located on the east side of Silver Bluff Road between Town Creek and Hidden Haven Drive. This property was originally part of the Melrose Place development, which was requested in 1993. And at the time, the owner decided not to include that in the development. This lot, due to limited road frontage and lack of sanitary sewer access, is limited to one single-family residence. City water service is available. The applicant has requested an easement from Melrose Place HOA for connection to the sanitary sewer lines, but it was denied. I have since been told that after the Planning Commission meeting, the applicant is meeting with the HOA at their meeting on March 27th to pursue this request again. After the Planning Commission, the HOA listened and they thought they might reconsider his request. But at this point, as presented, the proposed residence will be served by a septic system. The Planning Commission reviewed this request at their March 10th meeting. All those present voted in favor of recommending approval to zoning at RS10. So for council consideration this evening is first reading of an ordinance to rezone property at 1305 Silver Bluff Road from PR to RS10.
I so move, Madam Mayor.
Second.
Madam Mayor, if I may, I attended the Planning Commission meeting the last month, and the gentleman that's planning to do this, there's only going to be one home on this property, and I think some of the people in the surrounding area thought that he could subdivide it or there could be more property developed, but that's not the case, and he assured them that that was not the case, and the planning commissioners also went over that. When it's RS10, that is one home on the lot, and I'm glad to hear that they might let you tap into their sewer, which would be easier because you would not have to cut down as many trees, and that would give them a bigger buffer between your area and theirs if you had to do a septic tank. So I'm glad to hear that you all are talking, and I hope that that works out for you. Thank you, Madam.
And Mayor, it also gets back to the comment I made at a previous council meeting, the fact that this property is almost an acre in size, but we have to put it into a 10,000 square foot zone. Again, if we had, when we revisit the zoning, if we can have a zone for 1 acre lots or even 3/4 acre lots, it would better fit into that. And then it would alleviate the concerns of neighbors that they can put more homes on it. But let's keep that in mind. I'll keep.
Good point.
I have to keep saying it.
Thank you. Yes.
Good point. Good point.
We expect that. Thank you. Any other comments from council? Then all those in favor? Thank you. Is approved. The next item under new business is first reading and public hearing of an ordinance to annex 1620 Richland Avenue East and zone it general business. Ms. Tilton?
Yes, it's an ordinance titled, "An Ordinance to Annex Certain Property Located at 1620 Richland Avenue East and to Zone the Same General Business." The applicant is Aiken Community Theater. They have requested annexation of 1620 Richland Avenue East. It's about 2.1 acres, and they would like general business zoning. The Planning Commission reviewed this request for annexation and zoning as general business at their March 10th meeting, and all those present recommended approval. For council considerations, first reading and public hearing of an ordinance to annex property at 1620 Richland Avenue East and zone it general business.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve this ordinance?
So moved.
Councilwoman Price? And a second I need?
Second.
Councilwoman Diggs made the second motion. Comments from the public? Comments from council? All those in favor? Thank you. It's unanimous. Next, we have first reading and public hearing of an ordinance to annex 1886 Huckleberry and zone it residential single family RS 15. Ms. Tilton.
It's an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Annex Property Located at 1886 Huckleberry Drive and to Zone the Same Residential Single Family RS15." The applicants and owners have requested annexation of 1886 Huckleberry Drive containing 1.38 acres and zoning as RS15. This is located in Gem Lake subdivision. Planning Commission reviewed this request at their last meeting, and all those present recommended approval. This is for your consideration at first reading and public hearing tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept this ordinance?
So moved, Madam Mayor.
Councilman Waldo. And a second.
I'll second that, Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman Broll, second the motion. Any comments from the public? Comments from council? All those in favor? Thank you. It's unanimous. The next item is first reading and public hearing of an ordinance to annex 1125 Conger Drive and zone it residential single family RS15. Ms. Tilton.
This is an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Annex Property Located at 1125 Conger Drive and to Zone the Same Residential Single Family RS15." The applicant and owner has requested annexation of 1125 Conger Drive containing 0.69 of an acre and zoning as Residential Single Family RS15. It's in the Conger Woods subdivision. Planning Commission reviewed the request at their March 10th meeting. All those present voted to recommend that the property be annexed and zoned RS15. This is for you at first reading and public hearing this evening.
Madam Mayor, I move.
Second, Madam Mayor. Price.
The final item under new business is first reading and public hearing of an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. Ms. Tilton.
Yes, the ordinance is entitled, "An Ordinance Amending the Budget of the City of Aiken for the Fiscal Year Beginning July 1, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026 for the Water and Sewer Utilities Fund and the General Fund." There are two budget adjustments for council's consideration this evening: a budget adjustment to account for the revenue and expenses related to the purchase of sewer capacity from Aiken County, and the estimated amount is $800,000. We also are asking for a budget adjustment for the purchase of security cameras at the Leslie B. Price Aiken Senior and Youth Center. The system costs $33,000. Capital Project Sales Tax 3 funding will pay for $14,250, and the balance will come from depreciation funds. So for council considerations, first reading and public hearing of an ordinance to amend the FY 25-26 budget.
Thank you. May I have a motion to accept this?
I so move, Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman Broll made the motion.
Second.
Second from Councilman Waldo. Any comments from the public? Comments from council? All those in favor? Thank you. It's unanimous. We now move on to petitions and requests. We have two items tonight, and the first item is an approval to award a contract for aquatic maintenance and repair service. Ms. Tilton.
Yes, our Parks and Recreation and Tourism Department, with help with our Capital Projects Manager, advertised for bids for their aquatic maintenance and repair services. This is for our spray grounds and our pool. The bids were received on March 3rd. We received 3 bids. The lowest bid was from ASP America in the amount of $26,715. Our staff is familiar with this vendor and appreciate this work, and they recommend acceptance of this bid. So for council consideration is approval of award a 3-year contract with ASP America for aquatic services.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve this 3-year contract?
So moved, Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman Price made the motion.
Second, Madam Mayor.
Second from Councilwoman Morgan. Comments from the public? Comments from council? All those in favor? Thank you. They have a contract for 3 years.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you. The final item is an approval of an independent contract for compliance consultant services for the North Side Sewer Improvement Project. Ms. Tilton.
Thank you. The North Side Sewer Improvement Project includes the construction of approximately 20,000 feet of gravity sewer line. This project was funded including a $2.5 million community grant managed by the US EPA. That was help from Senator Graham. And matching funds are allocated from the Plutonium Settlement and Capital Projects Sales Tax 4. In order to meet the federal and state provisions associated with the funding, the The E&U department solicited a sole source proposal from Sam Cargill. He's a compliance consultant. We have experience with Mr. Cargill, and Mr. Cargill has extensive experience providing similar compliance services on City of Aiken's projects, including our Shaw's Creek water treatment plant. Council approved a similar contract with Mr. Cargill in November 2024. Our staff has reviewed the proposal, recommend approval. The contract is for a lump sum not to exceed $34,000 with an allowance for expenses not to exceed $5,000 for the duration of the project. The duration is 400 days from the award of the contract to the issuance of the notice to proceed. So for council consideration this evening is approval of an independent consultant contract with Sam Cargill for compliance services for the North Side Sewer Improvement Project.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept this?
So moved, Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman Price made the motion, and
I'll second, Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman Broll seconded the motion. Any comments from the public? Comments from council?
This is not in my district, it's in Councilwoman Gail Diggs' district, and much needed. So we're thankful to the senator for the amount of dollars he's bringing to that area. It needs it east and west and north, so this is much needed in the area.
That it is. All those in favor? Thank you. It is unanimous. Hooray. We now open the floor to public comments on non-agenda items. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker and for a total of 30 minutes. Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Erb.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Sam Erb, Dibble Road in Aiken. My concern again are our bridges downtown, Fairfield and Union Street. We have to get going on them, at least to clean them up. I know Fairfield is underway with a plan, and then it was pulled. But let's try to get it as vehicular. There's all kinds of things we can do to, slow the traffic down and so forth, so on. And Union Street, I know there's going to be work, but let's at least put planters out and make it look nice. It's weeds, it's trash. It doesn't look good. The other thing is Masters is 2 weeks. You come off of Park Avenue to go to the alley.
Yes.
And in the one alley behind Andina and near A for advertising, you just walk down that alley. It's horrendous looking. There's used restaurant equipment out there. It needs to be cleaned up.
Beat up chairs from the restaurants.
Yep.
And
Lanky's on Lawrence has done their part. I think they're going to be a big improvement there. We can just do a little better, I think, keeping our town looking spiffy. So, thank you for your time.
thank you, Sam.
Madam Mayor,
I agree.
I had talked with Sam earlier, probably last week or this week, and I took a little walk and saw for myself. It definitely needs some tender, loving care. That's what I'd say. Yes, it needs to be, because there's just no reason. It's just messy. And like you said, we're getting ready to come into Masters, and that's not the foot we want forward for people that are coming into our town.
Agreed.
Thank you, Sam.
Anyone else? Thank you. Now, are there any items from Assistant City Manager this evening?
The city manager would like me to pass along that the subcommittee hearing for House Bill 5321, the transfer of the Horse Creek wastewater treatment plant to a regional authority, has been postponed. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but it's now going to be April 14th. So just sharing that. And then in issues and updates, we highlighted that our public safety department has earned their 9th CALIA accreditation. They were in Tucson, and this is their 9th reaccreditation, and they also received a certificate of meritorious accreditation for being an accredited agency for more than 15 years. So congratulations to them. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Congratulations to you, Chief, and your staff. Is there a motion to adjourn our meeting?
Madam Mayor, before we do that, I have a comment to make regarding a letter that I received from Ms. Linda Hunley, who's also addressing concerns on all 4 of our gateway entrances into our city. So it's obvious that that is raising quite a bit of concern. I will share the points of these letters and the locations that she's concerned about, so, with you, with the city.
Thank you. Personally, I've been in touch with Jerry Lang of Clean Up Aiken, and I've asked him how he can help us move forward in doing some of the cleanup. He is, it's a great nonprofit. So thank you all. Is there a motion to adjourn our meeting?
So moved, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Waldo. He made, and who was the second? Somebody down here?
Pete was the second.
Oh, Councilman Messina second the motion. The meeting is adjourned.